Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is the Basic Builder back in Planet Coaster 2 with Ravenwood Falls. So in this episode, I wanted to go ahead and show you what we have been working on over the past weekend and also give you the plans for the next episode essentially. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So let's recap what we did in episode 1. In episode 1, we built our park entrance, and you know, it was good learning experience. And I think between this episode and the buildings that you see here from episode 1 versus episode 2, I made a lot of progress, and I'm very, very much excited about that because it only is going to make this park get better. So we may end up coming back to this entrance and kind of reworking it a little bit, but really and truly though, I'm still extremely happy with how this has turned out. So let's go ahead and jump down into our people mode. That way we can kind of get down in here to the park and I can show you what we have been working on. One of the biggest things you're going to notice is let's go here. Let's hide the UI. One of the biggest things I've worked on is the foliage and the landscaping around this build and the entrance so far, and I really am extremely happy with the way it has absolutely turned out. One of the biggest things coming into the park is I did not want to block the focal point, which is the waterfall in the background, and essentially there's going to be many waterfalls. I mean, it's called Ravenwood Falls, and there's going to be many other waterfalls within this park, taller mountains as well. That's the plan anyway. So let me know your thoughts down below on that idea, and any other suggestions that you have, go ahead and leave those in the comments as well below. So one of the things coming in from at least this side of the entrance is I wanted to kind of block off where the main street starts. So that's exactly what we've done in this episode, is we started the main street part of the building. So coming around the main bend, we have a nice big wide path. In the first building you're going to see, we're going to call this the Shield and Axe, and I'm not going to copy my buddy Estan's naming when he did the Barrel and Axe restaurant, which is a phenomenal build. I actually downloaded the blueprint, and I'm taking some ideas and some thoughts behind his and kind of breaking down that blueprint build to learn from these creators that are putting videos out on building techniques essentially and seeing what works. So I decided to name this the Shield and Axe. So let's go ahead and break down this build a little bit more and kind of get you in the front. So I actually stuck the sushi restaurant or countertop into this because it really didn't give me, you know, enough options essentially right now in the game to really put a different restaurant in. But we'll go ahead and we'll change this out later when updates drop and all of that. But I'm really liking this windmill and this piece in general, is just building this up. And coming out of this view, you can see here, let's go back over here to it. Coming down from the main street, it kind of gives you a step effect. And so I really like that. And I thought that was a really, really good idea to kind of just give it a little bit of height as you're kind of going around this bend. So as you're further down, you know, it just gives a nice little effect right there. And then I just wanted to border with a few trees. So moving on up. There we go. Let's go ahead and then jump around to the back side of the restaurant. So I built a makeshift kind of pier, dock, deck, whatever you want to call it. And I made these nice little barrel tables and whatnot. And I think they just turned out really, really cool. Something simple. But yeah, I think they look really, really nice. And then I spent some time doing some lighting here, so kind of bringing in a little bit of that modern look a little bit, but not so much. It's still a theme park, so I wanted to add just some fun, and I think these lights give off a really nice effect off the water and whatnot. So back to the restaurant though, the guests could come out back here, and it's not functional to do that, but that's my thought process behind that. And then I just wanted to throw a little bit of clutter in around as well. And I just think it turned out really, really nice. So moving on back down the main street here, I found these lampposts on the workshop. I can't remember who the person is, but for either way, really cool lamppost. Simple, but I think it fits in very, very nice into the park and into the theme overall. So I really like that. Let's go back down in the first person view, and one of my favorite spots is just this. And I actually was talking with my buddy Estan this weekend and showing him pictures, and we're just bouncing ideas off of one another, really and truly. And one of the things that he mentioned was the pathwork. So that's surprising because I'm full of that pathwork, but I think it turned out really, really nice. I wanted to keep that big wide path as we're going down the main street. That way we're not having all that guest congestion and whatnot. So let's go ahead and move on down through here. So again, foliage was the main highlight to me of the build this weekend that I've done so far. And I really wanted to mix up a bunch of different fence posts. As you can see, we got the rocks here. We got all sorts of kinds. Just breaking them up though over a rock itself is kind of giving me that breaking point for all the rocks, or for all the fences, excuse me. I wanted to throw in some nice big tall trees in here just to kind of give the main street some shade, so it's not just bombarded with heat. Thinking about the guests in general, they're going to be walking around. So again, I want this kind of more of nature surrounding the park, surrounding the pathwork, so it's not going to be an overly hot park. That's my goal, but we don't know. We'll have to see. So the first build here on the main street is just a memento gift shop. I did use pathwork, so there was actually an interior on here. This build took me about a day to actually figure it all out, but I think it turned out really, really cool in the end. I put in a makeshift pathway here just for the back. Did some go away green on the building back there. You can't really see it here, but I'll show you on the back side. But using the go away green, the Disney technique, to kind of just blend that into the nature and use it as a backstage, I guess you can call it. So anyways, got all the clutter up in here, and then I used Plastic Swan's blueprint, I should say, for like the shelving and all that, and I think it just turned out really, really cool. So it is a functional building. I have pathwork all the way through here, and then we have the just a memento counter there. So I thought it looked really, really cool. It's got good lighting at night as well. And then I made that shelf over there myself. And yeah, pretty happy with the way it turned out. The next building is a Chief Beef restaurant, which is this one here. And I like I said, at the beginning of this video, my building has gotten better already just from one episode. And it's absolutely crazy. So, yeah, I'm just really excited the way that these two buildings have turned out. They kind of meshed together. I didn't quite connect them, but I can cover that up, no problem. But again, this is the table that I'm talking about. Not functional, but I think it looks really cool sitting up underneath here. So yeah, and then got a little bit of clutter here, and then the rest of this was just some foliage work and rock work around, as well as some tables that are actually functional. So yeah, so let's go ahead, back out of this. Let's move down the main street here. Let's talk about the future plans and the next episode. So talking with my daughter, actually, believe it or not, we have determined kind of what we want to do next. So I do want to have a staff room of some sort right here on the main street. Obviously we need bathrooms, we need drinks. I want to do another souvenir shop, and maybe another bath. No, we're not going to do another bathroom. We'll have another restaurant or something right here, and then a bakery. So we'll have more food along this side here to finish out the main street, kind of like I had envisioned in the first episode. So I'll have it just kind of curved like here. Also in the next episode, we are going to continue working on our first ride. So we're going to do the big chair swing right here. What is this thing called? The chair-o-plane. We'll name it. We'll put some decorations around it to kind of theme it a little bit better. But this was a start. I thought it was a really good location for it. Something kind of mild right here off the main street, where you can actually see it as you're coming down a little bit, and you get around the corner here. So I think it'll be cool. I think it'll be nice. It's hiding the little island that I put in the lake, as well as just being able to see it overall. And then the next, excuse me, having some talking issues. But what I have to consider is, as we have gotten this plan for episode 3, we got to think about what kind of centerpiece we're going to do. Do we do the centerpiece that we build here, or do we kind of lay some pathwork and do our first coaster? So that's going to be my question and my task to my viewers is, what do we want to do in episode 4? I'm going to finish out the main street, and then we're going to figure out what the next step is. And so that's where I kind of want y'all's input. I really want to do a coaster. I want to get in and try that. So I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do, because I do want to carry the park on around to this point. I've had some really good suggestions in the last episode of another restaurant, so I think that would be really, really nice to have right there as well. But yeah, I'm going to leave that to y'all, and to kind of inspire me on which direction to go. Again, I'm extremely excited with the progress so far, how well it's looking, and the progression in the building and all of that. It's just got me excited. I'm really, really excited about the direction of this park, and really just getting in the game and playing. So anyways, guys, thank y'all so much for tuning in and watching this, and all the support on the previous video. I cannot explain how awesome it is to feel that. So guys, thank you so much, and we will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.